Russian sources have expressed pronounced concern about ongoing Ukrainian activity in Kherson. If Kiev's forces are able to establish a true bridgehead on the opposite side of the Dnipro, it would stretch Russian forces. President Joe Biden will discuss the U.S. response to the war in Ukraine and the Israel-Hamas war in a primetime address today. His televised remarks, scheduled for 8 p.m. ET, midnight GMT on Friday, comes as Congress remains stalled without a leader, and the U.S. House of Representatives needed to pass legislation, including Mr. Biden's expected funding requests for the two wars. The president will offer a message of solidarity to the people of Ukraine and Israel, but also address the nation, including U.S. lawmakers, about the conflict's impact, U.S. Deputy National Security Advisor John Feiner said in television interviews. This will also be very much a message to the American people, how those conflicts connect to our lives back here, how support from the American people and the Congress, frankly, is essential, Mr. Feiner told MSNBC. Around 30,000 civilians are now missing in Ukraine since Russia's invasion, the head of the International Commission on Missing Persons, ICMP, has told Ukraine's Suspiln News. Catherine Bomberger told the outlet that before the invasion there were already a large number of missing people since 2014, but those numbers, although high, were not as high as today. She said, "Right now it's about 30,000 people. And that's just civilians. Right now I'm not sure exactly who that number includes. We're trying to figure out what those numbers are and what they mean." The ICMP official went on to say it was very important that all these facts are verified. Yesterday, Ukraine's Deputy Interior Minister Leonid Timchenko met with Ms. Bomberger in Kiev to discuss the country's efforts to find the missing persons. Finnish police have said they have completed their crime scene investigation into the damage to a subsea gas pipeline between Finland and Estonia. The Baltic Connector pipeline linking Finland and Estonia ruptured earlier this month in what authorities said may have been a deliberate act of sabotage, cutting off the flow of gas between the two countries until April at least. Police said in a statement samples collected at the site in cooperation with Finland's armed forces and Coast Guard would now be analyzed. Although the scene investigation into the damage in the gas pipeline has been completed, investigations and the presence of authorities still continue in the area, the Finnish National Bureau of Investigation said today. Subsequently, the area surrounding the damage will be widely examined. Yesterday, Vladimir Putin said U.S. deliveries of the Long-Range Army Tactical Missile System, ATACMS, to Ukraine was a mistake. Meanwhile, the Institute for the Study of War said the Russian military was facing a new threat in the U.S.-made missiles. So what do we know about ATACMS? Produced by U.S. global security and aerospace company Lockheed Martin, the ballistic missiles travel at around 180 miles per hour. It has a selection of different warheads, from cluster munitions with up to 300 bomblets or 230 kilograms high explosive warhead. The high-tech missiles are capable of striking targets well beyond the range of cannons, rockets, and other missiles. They are also fitted with a specialized GPS system. The Ukrainians believe the missiles will help their counteroffensive as it heads into the winter season. Ukraine's parliament has given initial approval for the 2024 budget, which will increase funding for the army and national defense because of the war with Russia. The country's finance minister Serhiy Marchenko said the government's priorities next year included accumulating funds for defense and security, and securing social payments for the population to bring Ukraine's victory closer. The budget law, which was approved in its first reading, sets budget revenues at 1.7 trillion hryvnias, £38 billion, and spending is targeted at 3.3 trillion hryvnias, lawmaker Yaroslav Zalesniak said on the Telegram messaging app. Officials have said that about half the state budget is planned to go to the defense sector next year. The Russian Orthodox Church has created private military companies to recruit and train fighters, the Security Service of Ukraine, SBU, claims. The SBU wrote on Telegram that the church was engaged in the recruitment and combat training of mercenaries for the war against Ukraine. It said that during the selection of potential fighters, preference is given to men who have already served in the military units of the aggressor country and have combat experience. After enlisting the mercenaries in the ranks of the Moscow Church PMC, they undergo a course of military tactical and fire training under the guidance of instructors from the Russian Special Services, the SBU added. The security service also said in order to disguise combat training, org.